All right, here with Ronnie Olson, coach of the Shady Spring Tigers. Ronnie, season right around the corner. You've got a couple of seniors that are going to be really big for you. One of those, Brody Radford, he's injured. He's got a torn ACL. Guys usually can't play through that. Just talk about that. What that must do for the team to see a guy being a trooper like that.
I mean, I can't really explain it, and I know Sean and them talk about, they give Coach Radford, talk about it's a miracle from God, and to see him out here doing that, there's no excuse on the floor when he's beating other guys up the floor on sprints, and he's giving it everything he has. And I know Coach Radford and I and some of the other coaches we've talked about don't take anything for granted, because you see how easy things can get taken away from you, and he's a prime example of putting everything out there when he doesn't have to. I mean, he has a tough injury, and you couldn't tell that he has it. So, we're hoping it lasts the whole season. We're taking it day by day. He's doing tons of, rehab work and body work. So he's just a true inspiration and a leader of the team.
What's he mean to the team? I mean, I've always thought that just watching him play, he's a better shooter. Maybe I should say a better scorer.
Yeah.
Than he's probably given credit for. Because you've got so many scores here, he's a kid that knows his role. What's he going to mean to this team if he can even give you 80 or 90%? I think he'll try to give 100.
Leadership. Leadership is what we really need, because you see all the young guys we got. He's a leader. I mean, on the floor, he can create. He creates a ton, and he can play defense with a bum knee. So what he's been able to do and what he means to the team is a ton. I mean, yesterday he had some PT and sat out, and we put some new stuff in, and he was right there. He knew it better than I did after just looking after it after a day. So he was able to coach and help it. And I actually was talking to him last night. We texted, and I said, maybe I'll hire you next year. Come on staff. And
the priest is dad.
Yeah. I know this. So it just means a lot to the team. You got just for him to come through every day like that. What can you do that he can't do? So there's no excuses when you see someone like that come out here and give everything.
The other senior that's going to be really good for you is Coby Dillon.
Yeah.
People know him from his days playing at Woodrow. He's transferred over now. Yep. How are you handling that whole situation? I mean, it's 10 miles from between these schools?
Yeah, like UNC and Duke, I don't know. It's and I've used this word a lot, is seamless, because it's been a seamless transition for him, and I feel like this has been a seamless transition for us. And I've said this. I think we talked about it. Him coming in has just been perfect for us. He's a perfect fit. He's what we needed when we needed it. Upperclassman, a guy that's going to have some leadership. I mean, you just talking about off the floor. He's a prime example of the type of kid you want in your program. He's a great young man. You're not going to get any higher. He's probably had the highest GPA in the whole county. He leads by example. He's first in sprints. And that's not even his basketball prowess. Just him as an individual is what's super important. And that's what I build our guys on. And it's going to be strong for our young guys to look at that. And he's given us everything. But then basketball is, Lord have mercy.
It's shooting, first of all.
And people want to go into shooting, but they're going to see this year out of him, he's way more than a shooter, because we're going to use him in so many different spots. He can go downhill. Man, his IQ is crazy. His passing ability, his splitting the defense ability, it just opens up a lot for everybody else. So he can do a lot more than what I thought he could when I've scouted against him. So it's going to be a nightmare to scout against him. And the thing is, he'll score, but he also will give it up. Sometimes I've got to stop and be like, Coby, I know, I appreciate it, and Cutter or Eli appreciates it, but you had to lay up, and you probably made a harder shot for that guy. But he's a selfless type of person,
right.
And he's a great leader, and he's a great addition. And I wish he was a freshman, but I'm going to enjoy every moment with him this year for sure.
Well, you got some young guys, definitely, but two of them that are veterans. I feel like I can't let you go without asking about Eli Sexton and Gabe Short, because they're going to be major contributors for you this year, and they were in some ways last year in their first year.
Well, that's the beauty of sports, is next person up, and they've relished and they've waited on this moment. They enjoyed last year and they enjoyed the ride, and the seniors, we had a great team camaraderie, but now it's their turn, and that's the beauty of waiting your turn. And you didn't have to wait long, because a lot of guys we've had to wait. My son and Jalen and Jack, those guys had to wait a couple years.
Their turn. They did.
These guys you know, a little different, deeper of the program that they only had to wait a half a year or a year to be strung in right into that. And they're just as good. They're the best 2 sophomores in the state of West Virginia. And we can go on a talk show and talk about it, but they're phenomenal basketball players. It doesn't matter classes. I always say I don't put them into classes. They're as good as they're getting any class.
Say you have a shootout here, and I'm going to throw Coby in there because I think he's one of the better shooters around too.
Yeah.
Although he can do other things. Gabe and Eli. Who you taking in that 3-point shootout?
Oh man, they're volume shooters. I'm not sure. That's a tough one. Gabe will knock 15 in a row. Eli, I don't know. I'm going to plead the fifth on that one.
42 at 50 last night.
Oh, you're talking about Coby over Eli and Gabe,
Or yeah, those three. If they're in the 3-point shootout.
Man, I don't know.
This is kind of putting the coach on the spot.
Yeah, I don't know that I can answer that question. I know let's just put it this way. They all three have the green light.
Does it matter which day it is?
And you know what?
Could it be like that?
I was a shooter.
Day it is.
I know how it feels to be. Sometimes you know, there's great shooters, there's average shooters, and then there's poor shooters. The great shooters make them all the time, and they might have a bad game or here and there, but the great shooters keep shooting through it. But I think our guys do a good job of not settling and going for the layup.
Here's one you can answer, and that's kind of unfair that these other guys aren't around. But I saw one of your old teammates from Independence, Brad Williams, last night. Let's say you and John McCool.
Oh, it's not a question. I already know what you're going to ask.
And Allen.
Yeah.
You guys 3-point shootout. Who wins that?
It's not even close.
McCool that good?
No. They can fight for second and third, but I would unanimously beat all of them in a 3-point contest. So they were great players, but from the 3-point arc, there was no question.
Well, you know what? Remember, it was going to be 3 minutes. It's now almost at 7. Ronnie, I do appreciate you, man. Thank you very much.